Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we're going to proceed with our help-desk management system. So we have our login screen here. So I'm going to sign in. So as you can see, this is our dashboard. So we have the number of tickets per status. This is the pie chart. Reopen tickets, pending tickets, assigned tickets. Then you have the number of tickets per status. This is the bar graph. Then you have the ticket priorities, those that are urgent, very urgent, and those that are. Then you have the bar graphs in terms of priority, and you also have these other graphs. So we can change these and maybe use some other items. So for those who are new to this channel, as you can see on the chart here, so we have the sidebar menu. We have the tickets, recent tickets, signed tickets, resolved tickets, closed tickets. Then the ticket categories, the audit trails. Then today we are going to now add our error logs. Then we have the system roles, we have the system codes, the system users, the system code details, the departments, the system tasks. Under system roles, you can assign users to roles. So you can see here, you can actually check and actually assign some of the roles to certain users. So if you save that, then the role will be assigned to these rights. Then you have the user system settings, you have the countries, and you also have the cities. So on today's video, I want us to add the error log. So you can see our error log page is not being redirected to anything. So here, I'll just go to our application, then manage NuGet packages. I'll just right click, then manage NuGet packages. So let me stop the app. Then we'll just do manage NuGet packages. So we are going to install we are going to use Elmah. So let me just manage NuGet packages. So there we go. Let me just do this and do here manage NuGet packages. So here we can browse. So we can install Elmah. So I'm going to install Elmah. So for that, we are going to install Elmah core. Then we can do this. So I'm going to install the Elmah, then Elmah core. So we have Elmah, then I'm going to also install Elmah core. So, or you can actually install. So we have that. So if you just go back here, you have Elmah MVC, and you also have Elmah core. So this one is used for, so you can install this latest version. So we've installed Elmah core and we have Elmah here. So the next thing that I want us to do is go to our program.cs. Then we are going to add some items here. So here, I want us to add just here. I want us to add app. So just do app. Then you can say app.use Elmah. So I want us to use Elmah. You can see here. So I'll just use that. We do that. Then you can also say app.use Elmah. You have the exception page. So or let's just use Elmah. Then the next thing is we need now to configure our Elmah. So for this one, the exception page, you can have it on our development environment here. So you can say app.use Elmah exception page. So this one I'll just do Elmah exception page. Then, since we have that, and also when we under development, we can add, you can say app use. So here we can use, let's just say use migration endpoint. So this will help us in. So as you can see, these process request to execute migration operations. So this one will actually check if we have any pending migrations, and it will do that. So then the next thing that I want us to do is I want us now to configure our Elmah. So I want us to go to our builder. So just down here. So you can do builder dot services. Then you can say dot add Elmah. So you're going to add Elmah. So we need this. Then here I'm going to use XML. So you can say XML file error log. So we are going to do that. Then you can have now our options here. So I'll say options, and I'm going to assign it to, then I can open that. So I'll just open this. So here you're going to add, so I'll say options. So it's say options dot path. So you can specify the path. So here you can say equals to. So our path, if you check on our home controller, I'll just see the areas. So do you have the areas? Cities, we don't have any. So you can have it on home. So I'll just say home, then errors. So let's just go back to our program. Then we can say home, then you can do errors. So you can say errors. Then we do that. Then here we can do options dot permission check. Then you can say equals to context. So you can say context. So you should only check that if you are logged in. So you can say here context dot user. So you can say user dot identity. Then you can say, let me zoom in a bit. So identity is not equal to null. Then you can say and context. So you can do So and context. So I want us to do and context. So and context dot user is actually authenticated. So if we do that, then here you can say options dot log. So we can have our log path where we can say builder dot configuration. So we can actually get now our log path. So and that is where we need to have it on our app settings. So here we can say maybe we have a section for logs. So if we just do that, then we say logs folder. So this will be logs folder. We can say this is logs. So if we have that, then here we can do file settings, then logs folder for program.cs. So I'll just do app settings, then I'll say logs folder. So you now have our logs folder. So the next thing that I want us to do is we need to check something. So as you can see here, this is showing an error. So here you should say on permission check. So that is when that is addressed. Then here we need to close this. So we need to do this and we need to close it here. So if we close it there, then you can see it is telling us, so we need, so here, what you should check is, this one is using Elmah. So here we can actually do XML. So the one we should use, XML file. So we should use this one with Elmah core. So if I just click on it, then here it will ask us now to import. So we should import XML. So you can see we want XML using XML file error log should be for Elmah core XML file error log. So if you do that, then the error will be able to go. So we now have this already set. So the next thing that I want us to do is to configure our errors are logs. So we can actually create a controller. I want us to create a controller here, and we can say this is our error log. Sorry, we need a controller. So let's just create a controller, and we can call these so an empty controller. We can call these error logs. So we can say error logs. So if we do that, then you can do that. Then that is our empty controller. So this controller of ours, we are going to call these. So we'll be having index. I think the only thing that we'll have here is index. Then I'm going to have a folder for error logs, and we are going to store all those kind of redirect our application there. So I'll create a view here. I want us to create a view here, create a folder, and we're going to call it error logs. So that is the same name as the controller, this one. So ensure the name matches so that you don't get issues. So this one actually should be error log. Yeah, I think there was an issue here. And if we do that, we should rename our controller. So I'm going to rename our controller also to match the name of our, so this is the name of the controller. Sorry. So we should have it as error logs. So that's okay. So this is our controller name is, and this is our folder. So we should have our error logs folder. Then we are going to create a razor page here, a razor view here for index. So I'm going to create an index page there. So we now have our index page here. So the next thing that I want us to do is we can define our title. So I can just do and can do here at. Then here you can say view bag dot title equals to, you can say here error logs. Then I think that's okay. Then you can have view bag. I can say view bag dot hide. So you can say hide title. So you can do this too. So what I want us to do here, I want us to have an iframe. So I'll just do iframe. Then you can say our source will be equals to. So our source will be equals to, this will be error logs. So we'll say error logs. So we are going to call these error logs. And we can call these, so these will be errors. We can say this, our errors, our index will be, can have these as errors. And we can have these as errors. We can have errors. We can say this is errors. Then we can define the width. We can do here 100%. Sorry, our width. So let me zoom in. So we can say our width is 100%. Then we can do our height is 100%. Then we need to define the frame border. We can say 0. And we can actually close our application here. So remember we define on our program.cs, we said our path here is actually going to, here is going to our home, then errors. So if we go back to our, so let's just make this a bit simpler. So here I want us to use this should be, let's change this to, I want us to use something here. I want us to use error logs. So you're going to say error logs. then you can say here errors. So you can actually check the permissions, but you can let's just remove this. So we have our logs in this particular folder. Then this particular URL here is actually what should be there on our index page. You see here our iframe. So that is actually what should be there. So ensure we have our iframe with that. Then the next thing is we now need to link it to our sidebar navigation. So let's just go to our shared menu, layout here, then look for error logs. You see these are error logs. Then here we do index, then error logs. Just indicate error logs. I think the way we named it kind of we had predicted, but we had not changed anything here. So we just do here error logs. Then this is index. So index page will be this one. And on our index page, this is just an iframe, error logs, then errors, then it will give us the iframe. So if we relaunch the app, we should now be able to see the error logs. And actually what you need to also know, you should ensure that you have a folder of all the errors. So this folder that we have it here, called logs folder, this one, should ensure you've created the folder in our respective folder. You see this is the path, logs, then folder. So this way it will actually dump some of the error logs. So this way it will actually dump some of the error logs. So if you go back to our application, this is how our app looks like. So on this particular app, if we just do /error logs, it will actually give us the index. So it is actually on this particular controller. And you can see I've actually done authorize. So it's actually the best thing to use authorize in your controllers for those, because you're actually ensuring that only the person who is logged in should be able to access the app. So you can see here now, we have our error logs, and you can actually click it from errors. So if you come here and click errors, it will actually give you this particular page. And you can see our frame is kind of small. So if we come back here to our index page, we should ensure that we can increase this. So you see we have the iframe width is that one. Then we can actually increase the size of our page. So this one you can, instead of doing percentage here, we can do 1500 px. So that is the height. So if we update our application, then our error logs will be, this page will actually grow and improve on the height, so we can be able to scroll. So you can see now we are able to see how our app looks like, and you can see these are some of the errors. So our application is actually logging some of these errors. So some of you guys might be wondering what happens if a user encounters an error. So you can actually be able to tell from these error logs here. You can actually be able to tell some of the errors that they got. You can see you have a 404 errors, not found. So you can even address some of these items on your application. So, and this is actually locally. So I've actually used a simple means to show you how you can do error logging in your project. So assuming we are creating something here, let's just go to our, let's do tickets. Let's do tickets under tickets controller. I want us to go under tickets controller. Then every time we are creating a ticket, so let's just do, if we go to the tickets creation, let me just do here. I can actually use it here and check on create tickets. So this is the action. So you can actually wrap some of these things in a try catch. So if I just do this, if I just do try, and I do here catch, I can wrap all these in my try catch that way, and I can say catch, and I can say exception ex, then I can close it here. So instead of posting, I can post the error here on the try catch, and I can say this is an error, and I can say ticket details could not be created. Then I can also add my message here for the exception. So I can say dot message. But now, after throwing this error to the user, so let's just confirm this error if it's actually part of what we have on our shared menu. So if I search, should check down here. We have the message and the error. So this is it. So we have the error and you have the message. So if we go to the controller, this actually displays the error logs, error message alerts, I mean. So if you go to the controller for the tickets, I can add this here. But also, I can raise this in our Elmah. So you can raise it on our Elmah file. So this will actually now help us in tracking. In case there was an issue, we can be able to tell under which part of the code did we encounter the error. So if we go here, I can now say here Elmah. I can actually do Elmah. So I might just do Elmah. So I can do here Elmah. So I'll just do Elmah extensions. Then I'll say dot raise error. Then I'll actually have my exception here. You can pass in the exception. So everywhere we have this particular try catch, you can always add this. And this one will log all your issues on a try catch. So you can do that. For example, when you're adding comments, you can do try. Then you do that. Then you wrap everything in your Elmah. So you can see error, you say comments details. Comments details could not be created. And you pass the message. So that will be shown to the user. But for you, the now backend guy, you can always rely on this. So you can also do the same here when you're assigning tickets. So you'll just do that. And I can close it here. So if I do here, and I can paste it here. So I can say ticket could not be reopened successfully. Reopened successfully. And then you pass the message. So if we try now to create something on tickets and maybe just try to have an issue with we try to pass wrong values because you have not validated. So you'll have some. So I think there's an error somewhere. So let's try to see where is it. So here, if we have this, then I think we need to do return view. So I can say return view. I don't know if we have a VM. Yes, so you can do that. Same case here, return view. So you can return view. Then you pass the VM there. So close that. Same case here, we need to close it. Then also at the top here, you can return the view. So here we can return the view. Say return view, and we do that. So once we have that, do we have any, let's say ticket VM here? So if I just launch now the app, we can now be able to see how our error log works. So that is how you can actually enhance your project to actually capture some of the errors. In case you don't, you might find some issues actually asking the users on how the error happened, or even so you can be tracking. In fact, before even the user comes to you, you can see the errors that are there before, and you can actually address them before even it gets reported. So if you go to error logs, you'll just click on error logs, and you'll be able to see some of these issues here. So I'll just try to create a ticket. and I say add new. So if I try to, let's just say I say here tickets subcategory, let's just leave priority. We don't attach anything on the priority. So then I say status here, I say testing, and here I can say testing. So because this is a mandatory field, let's just add. So if we try to add, we'll get an error. And you see, ticket details could not be, even the path. It's actually a good thing. We did not find the path to upload the file. So this particular error here, if we go to error logs, we should be able to see an error. You see, this is the system IO directory, and you can be able to see the error it was raised here. In this line at controller that the error could not, this could not be created. So that's how you can be able to track that. And you can see could not find a part of the path, and this is the error. And you can actually view the JSON file. You can see this is the JSON. You can even share, assuming you want to share with someone, you can open it in a different window, you can see, and actually scrutinize. This will help you address some of the issues, and you can actually see even the specific line of code, error in this line at ticket that. So it is able to guide you. So I think that is it for today. I wanted to show you guys how we can add error logs to our project, and we are using Elmah core. So I think if you have any comment, a comment down below. And that is it for today. See you in our next episode. Bye.